Drillcut has been out on the road, and over the course of the past week, we've been able to engage with over 550 contractors out there. And over those conversations, top 5 particular areas of concern keep popping up. So we thought that we'd take a break from our usual podcast. No doubt they will be back next week. Don't worry, we've already recorded a few amazing episodes and I can't wait for them to be released to you. But right now, we thought we'd just take a step back and just maybe go over those top 5 concerns and just see how we can talk our way through and see if we can support your business in any particular way. A number one concern that we keep hearing from our customers is, or change within the market, I should say, is the ability to look at price versus cost. Now, everyone sort of says, oh, well, that's the same thing, right? But no, it's different. Now is the time in a business to start looking at what the price of a particular product or service may be, but what is the cost that's associated with it. And it's a fine detail there. But what you're looking to do within your business, instead of just looking at bottom line, what are the extra costs that's involved? Is there extra time on site? Is there extra unloading? Is there times where your team might actually have to come down Alleymax and use the crane to obviously unload product? That is all costs to the business. Now, that's not associated with the price of the product or the price of the service. What we're talking about here is buying time and being able to identify areas within your business that you're able to better get return on, lessen the load of the people out on site, and ultimately complete a project quicker. We're not skimping on product, we're not skimping on service, we're not skimping on the ability of our people out on site. But what we're looking to do is really look at how we can cut away the fat to be able to deliver a project on time as well as on budget. And a lot of that has to do with costs. We all know as business people that the number one cost out there in the construction industry is people. Wages, insurance, everything associated with people is your number one cost. The smart companies today are looking at ways to reduce the cost of their people. That's not giving them a less wage. That is lessening the burden of them, giving them more time to be on the tools, giving them more time to be able to complete the work that is there to be done. Without this, companies will not succeed. Think about all the times that your crew out on site are up and down the Alleymac or out, through the Macca's drive-through or whatever it may be. What does that cost your business? So the smart companies out there are pushing back to what was used to be the status quo. Just ring up the local merchant, the day of the delivery, wait the 2 hours, get it to site, and start. The best companies out there in this current climate are forecasting. They are looking ahead. They are 2, 3, sometimes even a month ahead. So this is your time to reassess the business, start looking at what is to come and what's the cost associated with that. Being able to prioritize that type of work may take a little bit more time in prep, but ultimately will save you tenfold down the track. The number 2 issue that I keep hearing about out on site, and our reps keep on hearing and reporting back, is people again. But we want A graders. We all love A graders. They're very hard to get. But we all know that 1 A grader will outweigh 2 C graders every day of the week. We often hear, oh, my boys couldn't do it, or my crew couldn't be able to get this job done. Why? Are we just accepting mediocrity? Are we accepting that people out there will just do the job? How do you create buy-in? We want to create buy-in with everything that we do here. So as a business owner, what buy-in do you have from your plumbers or sparkies out on site? Do they have the best interest of your company while out on site? Because they're the A graders. And not just that, of your A graders, what ones are actually looking at your C graders, D graders, and heaven forbid you've got some E graders in there. what does that do to them? What does it do to your A graders when they're surrounded by people that aren't living up to expectation, that aren't delivering on the core values of your company? Now is the time to implement better structures within your teams, better people within your teams, because the best will survive. This is not a time for people to just go with the flow. Those who go with the flow will drop away. So maybe have a look within your team. And it's not harsh. It's not the bad thing to do. It's not you being, the big boss and going, demand more. No, it's not that. What it is as a business owner, we want you to say, hey, I want buy-in here. And if I can get buy-in, I can get better results and I can get better productivity. And ultimately, I can complete this job on time. And then what does that do? That makes you win more work. And the structure's better. And the morale's better. The culture's better. Sometimes we just settle on C graders and go, oh, well, they're good. They'll just do the job. It's not how we can work anymore. If your team's not up to it, lift them up, improve or remove. That's where it's got to sit. Because A-grade talent will come and you've got to be able to keep them. And how do you keep A-grade talent? Is by bringing more A-grade talent and increasing the bar. You don't want to be stuck in the same system, just running the mill, rolling the legs over every day, getting a kick. It doesn't work like that. The best teams make the hard decisions and the best teams create the best culture. And with the culture brings A-grade talent. And so if your business isn't out there promoting the ability to bring in A-grade and to promote A-grade talent, well then you will fall behind. The number 3 issue that we're starting to see on site and the communication coming back to us is people need to be more selective with the jobs that they do. Now, we've all been in that situation. We've all heard of cases where someone will come back to us and say, I can get it cheaper somewhere else. No worries. And what do we tend to do? We drop. And it's a race to the bottom. We don't even know if that real person exists. Sometimes people just want to get something a little bit more out of us. Now, if you were to submit your quote and you were asked to drop it to something else, well then something's got to give. You aren't able to just provide quotes on a level of service, on a level of workmanship, and being able to deliver on time, and then just to cut it out. Why did you give the quote in the first place? Why don't you stick true to your company core value? Now is the time not just to bottom out. This isn't about rolling work over. This is about being selective, not only with who you work with, but the jobs that you're able to complete. Far too often, people are looking to cut the costs of doing business. But really, what you're doing is cutting the ability to perform your task at the highest of levels and keep your standard. Your business is successful. Why is it successful? It's because you complete your jobs to the highest of standards. You're able to have a good working culture and you've got your people. That's the cost. Why would you drop your cost out? And if someone can do it quicker, I can get someone to start next week. But really, they should be looking at that person and why should they start next week? If they are that good, they should be booked up. They shouldn't be able to manipulate their crew and just jump straight into it. Because you know why? The best companies out there are busy. We're hearing it loud and clear. You talk to all the best companies out there within the construction industry, they're all saying, we are busy, we're still flying, I've got this project. You heard it on the podcast last week with Steve McGee, how much work's coming up. Now, they're not dropping their price. What they are doing is they are providing a level of service, and if you want that level of service, I can do it at this price. And if it's not good enough, we'll find somebody else that does want that level of service. So please, do not just cut the guts out of your pricing. Your quotes are there for a reason. If you were going to cut it out, don't submit it. Just go at your bottom dollar. This isn't a game anymore. This is about being profitable. And if you believe that you need to submit your quote at a particular rate, well then stick to it. Because now's the time to stick to your guns and to provide a level of service, because the best level of service will survive. In the current climate, who knows what will happen? Who knows what's around the corner? Who knows what will happen tomorrow, let alone 6 months when the project starts? And I'm just going to drop the price out. So what happens then? I have to skimp on quality. I have to take more bodies off the site. I've got to throw different procedures at it. I might have to cut the corners in OH&S. Doesn't work like that. Everyone wants to go to work and come home safely. So by skimping on your price and by lowering what you originally offered in a price quote, doesn't work. And the industry suffers. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because this is every day. We should be doing this anyway, not just during these tough times. But why? It's because I've been there. I've lived through it. I was there at the GFC. I was there through COVID. And now we're here through the Middle East war. Those who lower their price aren't around anymore. I bet you everyone that's listening to this right now can name at least 3 companies that are no longer with us because they went and skimped on quality or they lowered their price. It's the reality. So now's the time to unite as an industry. You know, we are the backbone of the Australian economy. And if we start bottoming out on everything that we do, who knows what will happen? Will you be still around tomorrow? Because we just don't know. The uncertainty is there. So again, this isn't just a now thing. This is a forever thing. Your quality is there. Just because somebody wants to do it cheaper doesn't mean you have to. Let them go. Find the jobs that will make you money and you'll be able to deliver on budget. Because as soon as we start moving and shifting away from that, unfortunately, you may find that you're one of those companies that we're talking about at the next hard time as one of the ones that did fall over. This is applicable across all tiers of construction. Doesn't matter if you're the biggest in Australia or just a one-man band in the back of a van. It doesn't matter. This can happen to you. And just remember, the bigger you are, the harder you fall. The number 4 key talking point that we're hearing from the ground is the ability to invest back into your company. The ability to invest in software, but also your people. The strongest companies are taking a step back currently, re-evaluating, re-engineering their teams, and making sure their framework is in place. These structures are imperative to the success of the company. Have you got the right people in the right place? But not just that, have you got the systems in the right place, the software in the right place? What accounting software do you use? What project management software do you use? Have you got the ability to check where stock is, where orders are, who's on what site at an instant? Or is it all up on a whiteboard somewhere that someone might have walked past and scrubbed half off? Who knows at a drop of a hat where your team are? And also, where are you at with that project? Now is the time to invest in yourselves. The best companies out there have the best software to be able to look through all their projects, to develop a system and a structure and a team that can navigate their way through seamlessly through their projects. This is a time to step back and evaluate all this. Again, it goes back to the original conversation of price versus cost. Where is our costs are involved? Sometimes we've got to spend a little bit more over here to get a big win here. So ask yourself, have we got the structure in place? Have we got our software in place? And again, this isn't limited to the commercial industry. No. What's your accounting like? Are you getting paid on time? Have you been paid? Have you actually got the invoice out? Now is the time to reset the businesses. Have a step back. We get so caught up in the day-to-day grind of business and the construction industry, and we just go 100 miles an hour every single day. Then it gets to the weekend, and I'm the biggest advocate. We got to down tools. We got to get back to our families. You know, we've got to be able to celebrate our wins. What are you doing it for? Have you got the ability to step away? If you haven't got the ability to step out of your business now, when can you? As business owners, you're meant to be being able to have the fruits of what your hard work is doing for you. Like, you've got to be able to celebrate and to enjoy what you do. But if you don't have the framework in place now, when is the time? When is there a better time than right now to actually step away and go, hey, am I succeeding or am I not succeeding? Yeah, money's coming in. Man, I'm flying in cash. Give it a month. What happens then? What happens if that particular builder or that customer or whoever it is doesn't pay, falls over? You think it's tough out there for the contractors? What about everybody else? Everybody's costs have gone up. Everyone can name a customer or a business related to the trade or not that's just fallen over. You're like, where did that come from? How did that happen? How massive? My cousin worked there. They said it was awesome, and they just fall over. So have you got the process, the structure, and the systems in place to be able to enjoy what you have created? As a business owner, we want those people to succeed, not just in business, but in life. We want people to enjoy the business. We have got so many customers coming to us and inquiring about job flow because that sets them free. The ability to be able to understand where a particular job is, how much is to come, what stock's on site, what stock's still got to come onto site, when do they need it, where's the forecasting, how many people do I need on that? That's got to be a simple process. And if that is a manual process today, you need to start to look at ways to improve that. Because the industry has relied on companies being disorganized. There is a reason why certain people and companies out there have put merchants or shops or locations on every corner. It hunts down those who are not prepared and are not organized. You've allowed this to happen. I'm not saying all companies, but if you are a company, if you're listening to this and you're a company owner and you're going, well, I actually don't know. Well, I think my team knows. We've got to get better at this. There's systems, there's processes, there's frameworks out there. And if you're unsure, feel free, drop us a line. We'll be able to support you with that. Because your success ultimately delivers our success. And without you, and without your success, there is no way Drillcut can be successful. And we want to celebrate that success. And lastly, the fifth point that we're hearing out on site, the best companies out there are starting to look external for their supply. How many of you have got all your eggs in one or two baskets? It's just what we did. We've just always shopped there. We've shopped there. We don't shop there. Why? Are you getting the best rates? Are you getting the best service? We touched on it before. There's a price and there's a cost. Are my costs going up because I'm looking at a particular price on a particular product at a particular merchant or supplier? The best companies out there are starting to look outside the four walls of what they're currently in. They're looking at alternative measures. But remember, we all went to sleep one night and woke up and all this change happened. Who knows what's around the corner? Who knows how long it will last? So all the good companies and all the profitable companies out there are looking for the best deal. And when I say the best deal, I'm not talking about price. We've got to stop talking price. This is a level of service. This is a level of relationship. Where can I get the best relationship and service at a reasonable rate where it's not eating into my profits? Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to team up and partner up with a reputable company that's able to support your business. Not someone there that's just looking for the profits to roll in. Not to say, don't worry, we've got another 100 of those particular customers on the books. Someone that wants to support your business. This is the time to then reset your supply chain. This is the time to reach out to those particular suppliers. And I'm not even saying Drillcut. I'm saying this for the benefit of everybody. It doesn't have to be Drillcut. It might be that supplier down the road that you've actually driven past 1,000 times and you're going, no, I don't shop there because I shop at ABC. Why? Why don't we start to stop the status quo? Well, why are we stuck in our current ways? There might be a better level of service. There might be a better level of relationship. There might be a better level of expertise. They might be doing something different. We touched on before, job flow is different. And I'm sure other companies out there can offer you something different. So what I'm hearing from sites is now is the time to start looking. Start questioning of why are we stuck in our current metric? Why are we stuck in our current ways? Because the best companies out there don't just sit and rest. The best companies out there continue to evolve. And as you know, you might have a relationship with somebody one day and then not there the next. And then what? This is about teaming up with suppliers that support your business. And when I say support your business, we're not looking at the bottom of the quote and just going off what's on the last line as a dollar figure. What extra value? What can you add to my business? That's what you should be asking your suppliers. Because if at the end of the day, all it is I order, they deliver, that's not enough. That's not enough in this time. I'm sorry, if that's what you are hanging your hat on and if that's what you want, all well and good, best of luck to you. But right now, there are suppliers out there, and again, not just limited to Drillcut, but there are suppliers out there that are offering much more than just as a transactional relationship. There are suppliers out there that are there for you. They want to work with you because they understand that your success is their success. And they will do everything possible to do that. So the best companies out there, the best advice I can give you right now is at this very time, start to question your purchasing and don't just look at that bottom line quote. Let's start to branch ourselves out and start having those conversations. And if the worst thing happens by doing this is I've spoken to someone down at the local corner shop, that's a win. You don't have to go there. You don't have to shop there. But the best companies are looking outside at what they currently do because we can't keep going the same way. If you continue on the same track, it's going to end at some point. So it's important that we do not have all of our eggs in one basket. So if we zoom right out, we can see that the construction industry is changing. It's not just about doing a building or completing a works. It's about managing your risk and the uncertainty that may come within the industry. So thank you very much for listening. It's important to know though, like you may have made it through the GFC. You may have made it through COVID. That is a success. Yeah, through COVID, there was many companies that just down tools, limited to the work that they could do. And many companies pushed through, but the strong companies pushed through. Those who challenged pushed through. Those who stayed stagnant didn't. And we can all name the companies that didn't last. So if you can take anything from this brief chat, maybe just have a look within your business and say, what can we do better? How can we improve? And how do we get stronger? And if you like what I've been talking about, and feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to work with any company out there. I'm more than happy to be able to pass on industry knowledge. As I said, we've been in the industry for over 2 decades now. We've lived and breathed our way through so many challenges. I've seen so many companies rise and fall. So we're talking from experience. We're talking from a place of knowledge, as in I've been in the industry, but I'm also talking from a place where I want to be able to support. So as I said at the start, we will go back to regular programming next week. We have had so many guests reach out. The podcast is here to stay. So please, I would love for you guys to leave a comment below. If you do want to come on the podcast, please reach out. The list is growing, but just because you reach out now doesn't mean you go to the bottom. We want to try and keep this podcast fresh, but also being able to talk to different individuals. So if you do want to jump on, please reach out. Please leave a comment. Please like. It goes a long way. It keeps the podcast running, and it also be able to promote this to more and more. And if you can only take one speck of advice, then we've been able to support and we've done our job. So all the very best. We're here to support, and I'll look forward to going over episode 3 or 4, whichever way we call it next week, with you all. And I'll look forward to it then. Thanks.